Hey tubers, just thought I'd give you a little update on where we're at with this little Briggs 5S. Let's start at the far left. Flywheel shroud, it's got some rust on it. I mentioned that before. You know, it's got scratches and marks on it. I'm just going to leave it alone. I think it's fine. I like the decal. I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose the original paint. So that will just stay the same. The air cleaner, there wasn't much original paint left on that, or what there was had a lot of rust on it, or it was really heavily scratched up. So scuff that up. As you can see, just pulling this big piece of hair off here, it's still got lots of horsehair inside in the air filter. Oil, you put oil in the bottom of this cup, this air filter cup, and this goes on, and then like so. Pickup tube, you've seen that already. The engine kill, or the spark plug short, that's a little standoff right there. Probably leave that alone, I don't think I'm going to paint that. The rope starter cup and flywheel screen, I clean that up. Most of the stuff I just clean up in the wire wheel. It's not heavily abrasive, it just pulls the rust and old paint off. Sprayed that, cleaned it up. The engine shroud, I'm going to paint this yet. It's not, you know, it's not anywhere nice enough just to leave as is. And, you know, when the nameplate was on here, you know, water gets behind there. It's a bit pitted, and as is the back of the nameplate. See that? I'll leave the nameplate alone. I don't want to lose the instructions, you know, by trying to scrub away at that. So we'll just leave that alone and re-rivet that back on to the shroud. The engine handle, I don't know, maybe somebody knows, maybe somebody out there knows. I can't figure out what this might have been used for in the past. It came with the handle, it does fit, it is for this engine. I have seen some generator sets, 5S generator sets, that have this handle. So, you know, maybe, but it's obviously for something that is required to be portable. So, if anyone knows, let me know. Muffler, this is the original muffler. You can kind of tell, you know, you go to Princess Auto or, you know, any of those Harbor Freight, and they're pretty light. This is pretty substantial. Cleaned that up, took the rust and grime off it. I'll probably just leave it alone. Put some anti-seize on there. You know, if you ever want to get it back out again, it's nice to have that anti-seize so you can always change it. The cover for the lifter spring tappets. So that would be your, goes on here. Probably going to leave that alone. I don't think I'm going to paint that. I do need to make up a gasket for it. That's not a problem. This gasket is for the head, still usable. Going to hold on to that. I think I skipped the head as I was moving through here. Wasn't much left on the head either, so I cleaned that up and painted it up, and it looks good. I'll leave that just like that. Again, like I say, the gasket is fine. I'm going to reuse that. The governor wind vane, I don't know what they call these, like wind vane, governor, yeah, it's for the governor anyway. What happens is your fins on your flywheel spin past, and the amount of wind that gets created from these fins spinning on your flywheel are what moves this back and forth, and in turn it governs the speed of your motor. Carburetor, I went through the whole carburetor. There was paint on it when I washed it in the parts washer. Pretty much all that paint came off, so you know, no loss. I'm not going to repaint it. I think it's fine like that. I will make a new gasket. It's pretty brittle, so I'll make a new gasket for that. Oh, I did take, you know, here you have the needle. It's on the outside. This is your housing piece that holds the needle, and behind that, you know, that little housing, that little, I don't know what you'd call that. Well, it holds your needle anyway, your needle adjust. Behind there is the main jet. Went through all that. It's all good. All the passages are clear. It's ready to use as you choke, of course. In case you didn't know, that goes, air cleaner goes on there. Fuel tank, it had a lot of varnish and rust and everything else in there. Give it a good soak. That only got so much stuff out. And then clean out with solvent. Let it dry, blew it out. Filled it probably half full of sharp nails and screws and bolts and whatever I had. Filled it up. Shook it for 15-20 minutes. And it's so clean, and there's probably no way you're going to see inside there. But it's pretty much, you know, just as if you would sandblast it inside. So it's ready to go. Am I going to paint this thing? I don't think so. I like it. I like it looking like that. You know, I guess purists will say, well, you know, you should paint it. Whatever was painted should be painted, or I don't know. I think if it looks better, then it just looks better, and I'm gonna stick with it. That's all of it. Yep. Hear that? Crop duster just flew by. They fly pretty low over here. Tonight, what we're going to do, we are going to, the only thing left on this motor to do, other than reassembly, is to remove the bottom off the crankcase. I'm going to have a look at the internals, make sure everything's good, make sure the oil flinger is all one piece, make sure, I'll basically just give it a good clean up. While the bottom is off, I'll give it a scuff, I'll give it a repaint. Like I mentioned before, I'm going to leave the block alone, I'm not going to paint that. Plenty of original paint on there, I'm not going to touch it. And that's it. I don't think I missed anything in the pile here. You know, I don't know if I mentioned, I wasn't going to paint a whole bunch of stuff, but, you know, some of the parts just look, you know, so bad that I thought I really should paint them, just to do the whole motor, the whole project justice. You know, it would be a shame to go through the whole thing and then have it, you know, look like it was, you know, you just dug it out of the garbage bin. So, you know, I'm going to leave lots of original and then, you know, lots of newly painted stuff. So, that's it.